Imagine this. You've been holding yourself together for so long that you forgot what calm actually feels like. Not peace on the outside, real peace, inside the body, inside the mind. The kind of calm where your chest softens, your thoughts slow down, and you no longer feel like you have to brace yourself for everything. Some people spend years living in emotional survival mode, always thinking, always carrying, always holding tension they can't fully explain. And slowly, the nervous system forgets how to rest. Larimar carries a very different kind of energy, not sharp, not intense, not overwhelming. It feels more like the ocean after a storm, when the waves finally begin to settle again. Larimar is often associated with emotional calm, soft communication, and inner peace. Not because it removes life's difficulties, but because it gently reminds the body that it does not have to stay in constant tension forever. Some stones feel grounding, some feel activating. Larimar feels soothing, like cool water against emotional exhaustion. It carries a softer energy for people who have spent too long overthinking, absorbing emotions, staying emotionally alert, or carrying feelings they never fully processed. Because emotional overwhelm doesn't always appear dramatically. Sometimes it looks like constant tension, difficulty relaxing, emotional numbness, restlessness at night, or feeling emotionally tired without knowing why. And after a while, the mind adapts to the pressure, but the body still remembers. There are people who become so used to carrying emotional weight, they stop noticing how heavy it has become. They continue functioning, smiling, helping others, being dependable, but underneath all of it, their nervous system is exhausted. Larimar gently brings awareness to that exhaustion, not to shame it, not to force healing, but to create space for softness again. Because healing does not always begin through intensity. Sometimes healing begins the moment you finally feel safe enough to stop holding everything so tightly. Many sensitive people learn very early that being emotional feels unsafe, so they become calm on the outside while carrying storms internally. They learn to suppress reactions, hide sadness, quiet their needs. And over time, they become disconnected from their own emotional signals. Larimar supports reconnection, not by pulling emotions violently to the surface, but by softening the fear around feeling them. Because emotions are not the problem. The fear of feeling them often is. The ocean is never truly still, but it moves naturally without resistance. Waves rise, waves fall. Nothing is forced to stay forever. Larimar carries that reminder that emotions are meant to move, not stay trapped in the body for years, not becoming tension, not becoming overthinking, not becoming emotional fatigue disguised as normal life. And perhaps that is why so many people feel emotionally drawn to Larimar during periods of burnout, grief, transition, or inner overwhelm. Because part of them already knows they cannot keep carrying everything the same way forever. There is a kind of calm that does not come from controlling life. It comes from feeling safe within yourself. Safe enough to pause, safe enough to breathe deeply, safe enough to stop performing strength every moment of the day. Larimar supports that softer kind of strength, the kind that does not rush healing, the kind that does not fight every emotion, the kind that understands that gentleness can also transform a person. You may recognize this feeling, lying awake at night because your mind won't fully quiet down. Feeling emotionally overwhelmed even after small interactions. Needing silence because your nervous system already feels too full. Wanting peace, but not knowing how to truly relax anymore. That is often the moment where Larimar feels deeply comforting. Not because it changes the outside world immediately, but because it reminds you that inner calm is still possible. Healing is not always becoming someone new. Sometimes it is returning to the version of yourself that existed before the exhaustion, before the emotional pressure, before survival mode became normal. And slowly, through softness, through stillness, through awareness, you begin to notice something changing. Your breath deepens, your thoughts soften, your body relaxes a little more, and for a moment, you remember what it feels like to simply exist without carrying the entire world emotionally. So the next time you feel emotionally overwhelmed, the next time your mind feels heavy or your body feels tense without explanation, pause for a moment, breathe slowly, notice what you are holding, and ask yourself, what would happen if you allowed softness instead of pressure? So I'll leave you with this. What emotion have you been carrying for too long? And what might change if you finally allowed yourself to feel safe enough to let some of it go?